Welcome to the Tipsy Lime podcast, our first one actually of Tipsy Lime. I am your co-host Sasha.
And I am your other co-host, Riley. And today you're bringing into our podcast on how to flirt. And we decided on this topic due to some recent events that have occurred. I'm at the gym, and it is 10:30 in the morning, so I'm thinking it's all the old people, it's Friday. You know, the only reason I even went in the morning was because I was leaving to go to Lambeau Field for the Packer game. Yeah, I'm still sour about that.
So we have the Packers to think about what is about to happen, basically.
That's exactly right. And so I'm doing my thing at the gym, and the most beautiful man walks by me. And he is buff and he's built and whatnot, and I'm just like gushing all over. And I decide, hey, I'm going to go at 10:30 every time now, see what happens. And he's there the next time at 10:30. And I was like, okay, I got to figure out a way to like approach him, do something. And so I'm talking with my coworkers. I'm like, how do I do this? Because the gym is kind of an awkward place if you think about it.
Why not do what a guy would do to you and go up to them, compliment them like, hey, it's some nice squats you're doing there. Or like, hey, your ass is looking good in those shorts.
That's what I was going to say. Hey, your juicy ass looking fine, boy.
I'm strong and rich.
So I'm asking my coworkers how to do this because, again, there's just no good way at the gym to do it. It's not as simple as complimenting one thing or, I don't know. There's not a good way to ask. So they're all like, oh, be bold. Just ask him. I'm like, that's going to be so awkward if this man is doing crunchies and I go up to him and be like, hey, want to go on a date?
Literally, you should go be like, whatever machine he's at or whatever, be like, hey, I want to do like these weights over here. Can you come spot me?
If I was strong enough to even lift the bar, I would do that. But unfortunately, we're pretty weak over here. So
wow, you're so strong.
Thanks for lifting the bar for me.
You'll be doing all the work for you.
Literally, I'm just going to sit there with the bar. And he's going to be like, I feel like I'm doing all the work. No. You're really helping me out here.
If you go up to him and be like, I thought of this workout we could do together, but it involves two people. Like,
not to diverge too much from the story, but have you seen those like Instagram videos where the guy will do what's that called now? Shoot. Where the guy will do what's that where you wall sits? Oh my god, that took me forever.
It's okay. Those are very complicated. I don't blame you.
Thank you. My brain was not functioning right there. But where the guy does the wall sit and the girl does push-ups off him. I could ask him to do that with me.
Gotcha.
We could make that work.
You know how guys love to talk about themselves, go up to him, ask him how much he pulls or how much he lifts. And then you can ask him and be like, okay, prove it. And just ask him to do push-ups while you sit on it.
There you go. Prove you can lift me right here, right now. So I finally, I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to figure out how to talk to this man. And I decide if we get a glance from him, because you all know it's in the look. Like when when you see someone across the room and you look and you can tell if they're into you or not.
You two are probably the only people in this gym that are not elderly people.
That was my whole plan, just see if I can get a look. If I can get a look, we're game. So I go to the gym the next day and I'm just doing my thing. I usually do legs and glute day, I should say butt day. It was butt day. Let's be real.
Hey, you just sound a lot smarter saying glutes than using gluteus maximus day. That's what you should have said.
It was gluteus maximus day at the gym, and let's just all gain a British accent when we talk about it, please.
If I saw a British boy at the gym, I'd be
all over that. All over that.
You gotta go find out if this guy's British, basically. Have you talked to him?
No, I have not talked to him. But there's a reason for it. Because again, I'm feeling it out. Is he even into me? Maybe it's just me all up in my head. So I'm doing my glute workouts and it's like I can sense his presence. All of a sudden he's walking into this, I don't know, field area that's up in the gym. and he starts like working out or whatever. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm going to continue my workout. And part of that is running across like this field.
Is he like across from you?
He's kind of like off to the side of the field, but you can still see everything that's going on in the field. So I run back and forth. And mind you, I'm wearing spandex, so, help out the situation a little bit.
Maybe like if you like fell, like you would have seen if he went to come up to you to help you up or something.
That's so genius. Just be like, I've tripped and I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh
Someone call life alert. I said someone call hot guy alert, actually.
no. Exactly.
That's you. Hello. Oh my gosh. And then you would have your answer. If he didn't come to like help pick you up or anything, you would know it's not worth it.
It would be a simple answer. But so, okay, finish my running. I get back and I immediately go into a wall sit. And I look up at him and he's dead ass staring at me. We are so game. We are game. So the saga will continue the next time I go to the gym.
Okay, so how many times have you seen this guy at the gym?
3.
3 times. And he hasn't come up to you to like introduce himself?
This glorious looking thing over here, why he hasn't, I don't know.
We are going to need an update.
I will give you
on this.
I promise.
Next time you go, something's got to happen. He's got to make a move. Okay?
That's what I feel like.
Girls just like waste their time waiting for a guy to make a move. If he doesn't, he sucks. But also, if you're feeling it, you should go up to him and like see what happens.
I feel like the biggest thing is body language. So maybe if I just go up there and show off my body language in a like the flirty way.
Gosh, I mean, if he hasn't come up to you while you're running, maybe try galloping. Or
yeah, like a gazelle.
Yeah, like a gazelle.
That's super attractive.
Like, oh, of course. Or maybe like the Michael Jackson Thriller dance, like doing that down the trail or whatever.
I feel like at that point, I'm making him run off, not run to me.
Start dancing, like it'll be so infectious. He'll come along and dance with you. Who knows?
Maybe I do the tango and just be like, hey, want to tango with me?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, in my experience, you gotta, when you're flirting and stuff, you gotta keep the neck exposed a little bit. So you gotta do the giraffe.
It's up in a bun, so I'll just do like the, here's my jawline, babe.
I'm kidding. He's not a vampire. I'm hoping he's not a vampire at the gym.
You never know with these men these days. I'm just saying, you never know.
Who knows? Maybe he has a foot fetish. I don't know.
Why would you say that?
If he's not like looking out for your neck, what's he looking at that or your butt or anything while you're like working out?
There's these things called honker 1 and honker 2 in the front. And they be there.
Oh my
whether
gosh.
you wear a sports bra or a regular bra.
Well, if he's doing like chest press or whatever at the bench next time, you just gotta come up to him, just like slide in there and pretend like, oh, you were gonna go there anyway. You weren't planning for this to come right next to him and do a workout. And then like y'all will be like in close proximity. Maybe he just doesn't want to like walk up, which is lame. Walk up to you and introduce himself.
Confidence.
Maybe you need to like come up to him, but maybe not say anything, but just like do a workout. Do you always have your headphones and he always has his headphones in and stuff like that?
Headphones are a major barrier in flirting, not gonna lie.
I mean, why not just like come up to him and be like, yo, what's up? Like, you didn't like my galloping over there?
You didn't like my strut,
Can you
my
give
thriller?
me some technique on like how to gallop better?
Or, you know what could work? If I'm at the gym and this guy goes up to grab a weight or whatever, maybe just walk up at the same time and be like,
touch hands. I was grabbing for that weight.
The heavy breathing starts.
That's, oh God, just like, kids, cover your eyes. Look away. Elderly people, cover your eyes for the next scene here. Oh my God. Hey, cowbell time.
Shot time.
Cheers. I know that we said that women have to be, confident in themselves to go up to men, and why not ask them out? But also I think it's important for the guy to be the one to like step up his game, go and ask the girl out, no excuses, because us girls, like, yes, we're strong, independent women, but also like still having that feminine energy and having that guy chase you. My mama always told me the guy has to like you more than you like him, so he like chases you.
It's also super sexy when the guy comes after you.
If you are a strong, independent woman who is asking the guy out, first of all, I want to say I love you. Second of all,
Queen.
After you do that, though, you gotta let him make the moves. Because, like, you made that first move and, like, to ask him out, see what happens, like, if he's, like, pursuing you. Because if he's not, it'll show, and you deserve someone who is willing to make all of that commitment towards you.
And I think it's a good thing to notice, too, is when the guy has friend-zoned you.
Yes.
If you keep going after him, that's bad.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And also, same for guys, noticing when don't keep going after the girl if she's friend-zoned you. Like, she's done with you.
And now, how do we know, ladies and gentlemen, if you are being friend-zoned? If you pat a guy, like, you are friend-zoning him. I don't know if you noticed that, but, like, that is, like, giving a hug and, like, a pat is, like, okay, we're gonna be great friends.
As someone who's made that mistake before, there's a very big difference between the pat and the caress.
Caress.
You've heard this a million times, but the word buddy, oh.
Also, if you're telling embarrassing stories, or if someone's telling you embarrassing stories, like right off the bat, they're friend zoning you. First thing that comes to mind, there's an SNL skit called Awkward Flirting, and the guy's like telling this girl about how he like pooped his pants or something, and they're like down doing laundry, and he's genuinely thinking he's flirting, but he's not.
I think the key with flirting is that it's all about the body language and the way you say things. Don't just like say a story like it's a normal buddy, you know, like kind of get your sexy voice on.
And also don't give them everything.
Truth.
If you're telling an interesting story, like, and you're at a party, for example, we'll get to quarantine flirting later.
Give us a minute.
Right now. Safe mask party. Anyway, and you get distracted, be like, oh, like, you know, come catch me later, I'll tell you the rest of the story.
Or even like a smart move is having your girlfriend pull you aside at a party, and you know if he's floating around you, still waiting to talk to you, he's interested.
Mm-hmm. So with my current boyfriend, before we were dating, I was at this party, and I was just like mingling with people, getting to know people, hanging out. And I would just see my current boyfriend, he would just like pass by every time I was with a group and look at me to see if I'm like still talking to them so he can like pull me aside or something. He would like pass by me again and then again.
I was having a party and I could just tell all of a sudden this guy who I was kind of interested would just end up in the same room as me. And I was like,
why is he following you around like a puppy dog? Like,
it's a good thing. Later he did make a move, but we all knew he was interested. Point being, if they're interested, they'll stick close. And you just gotta watch out. And then
you can recognize if like they're in the same room with you like all the time.
You know.
And going back to like guys doing stuff for you, if they're like, oh yes like
they're excited,
like, would you be able to go get me a drink or something?
Oh, with the little hair toss.
No, it's too much.
Can you get me a drink?
Like, oh yeah.
Getting back to the friend zone thing, so what do you think are like a couple key things that if a guy or a girl does this, they are immediately friend zoning you?
Well, obvious one is they're talking about their other crush. Another one, it's like, ooh, or they're telling you that you should hook up with someone.
Yeah.
For example, before, like, I think my sophomore year of college, I was at this party and I was talking to this guy, and he was telling me like, oh yeah, like my friend over there thinks like you're really cute. Like, obviously friend zone. Like, he does not want anything to do with me.
He's not interested anymore.
No.
Also, if you ask a guy out, or if a guy asks you out and you're interested in someone else at the time, don't go for it.
Don't go on a date with him or something, or if you're interested in someone else.
Not that you shouldn't go on a date, but like if the spark isn't there right away, just don't do it, because I feel like that can end up in really messy situations.
Okay. So if you're liking this guy, guy one, guy two asks you out, you're saying not to go on a date with guy two because you feel something with guy one?
Right, and I feel like it could get messy. Really, and maybe not even a date, but if he asks for something a little more serious than a date, don't do it.
In my opinion, I think you should go out, have some fun. If guy one hasn't made that move yet and you're going and like having a fun time with whoever you want, like I feel like that would maybe motivate him, be like, oh, I'm losing her, I gotta like step up my game.
That's a fair point. Maybe just not on the serious side.
On the serious side, that's right. Also, I feel like if you have strong feelings for that guy, maybe you're just trying to distract yourself, because one of my family members, actually. She's going out with this guy. We'll name him
X.
We'll name him. What's after X?
Why?
I don't know. There's a Samsung TV right next to me, so I'm gonna just say Sam. His name is Sam. And so Sam over here wasn't making any effort over text, but when my family members would go on a date, they had such a good time together. They would spend hours and hours together. And then she would come tell me that they had such a connection, such chemistry, but he never made sure that she was home safe, which please, like, guys, like, tell your, like, ask your gals, like, if you go on a date with them, if they got home safe.
Don't just ship them off in an Uber.
Just, like, ship them off and be like, hey, bye-bye, good luck.
Adios, amigo.
I know. And so she was so, like, head over heels for this guy, but he never made any moves. He never said, like, oh, you're gorgeous, I really like you, I would like to take this further. Never initiate another date for, like, at least a month. So she was like, okay, I'm done with this. I can't let my heart, like, continue to be broken by this guy. So she kept going on different dates to distract herself. And I was like, you know what? Good for you. And eventually he came around.
And that's the point, is they always come around, right? Also, effort. We got to talk about effort. Like, it's so, you have to put it in flirting and everything. If not, it's an immediate friend zone. If there is no effort there is no potential.
If they text you, aw, thanks, with no emojis or anything, that is, I'm sorry, you're in the friend zone.
You're
just like, if they compliment you, you're like, aw, thanks.
Word of advice. If a guy responds with one-word answers after a hookup, he's done. He's a piece of trash. Throw him away and move forth.
It's different if someone doesn't like texting, but doesn't text you still to make sure you're doing okay.
Right.
Asking, like, how you're doing at least, or how your day went sometimes, like, once in a while. Because, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of texting either, but I love texting my boyfriend because, like, that's how we keep in contact.
It's also very different with a boyfriend, you know? I feel
Yeah.
like with a hookup, you can't, like...
Completely different.
If you're, like, doing a friends with benefits situation and he gets a weird piece of trash.
Yeah.
But boyfriend is completely different. I mean, I would want my man to be texting me at least good morning and good night.
Oh, of course. Like, those morning messages. Oh, so sweet.
Cheers. Oh, my gosh. It's too much.
So if you're trying to flirt with someone and you notice that they're friend zoning you got to stop idolizing them.
You do. There's a much better guy out there for you. Or girl.
Yeah.
And, like, the saying holds true. There are many fish in the sea, my friends.
Everybody says there's many fish in the sea. I feel like that said so much.
But it's so true. I mean, think about it. I go to Syracuse, right? There's so many men. And then I come back to Wisconsin. There's a new hot guy at the gym. What is this?
All of a sudden.
What is this?
Oh my gosh. The mysterious
never know.
hot guy at the gym.
There's so much potential
Everywhere
you go.
Right now I'm hearing, because you can't go out to bars or meet people the same way you can. You got Tinder, but just like in person meeting people.
We'll talk about that next.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's coming up. But I feel like people at work are flirting with each other way more often. For example, I was going through the grocery store, the cashier and the bagger were going at it with like flirts and everything. I was like, I am here for it. He was like, oh, there's no she was like, oh, there's no barcode on this. And he was like, oh, I guess it's free then. And then she was like, I guess it's, and he was like, there's no barcode on you. Are you free tonight for a date? I am hoping this is the level of,
wow,
that we're going to be at with flirting after COVID. But we all know that social interaction is not happening right now. So it's going to be much harder.
I have a feeling it's going to be a lot more awkward. I'm not going to lie. That's our timer.
Hey, cowbell time.
Hey,
shot time.
Shot time.
All right.
I do think we have to cheers to this grocery boy and his bagger. Like,
oh my God, the barcode thing.
Wow, yeah. Cheers to them. I really hope it works out between them. So cheers.
The salt is so crunchy.
So for those men who unfortunately don't have, the grocery store to ask the cute beggars out, what do you do during quarantine?
Well, all of the dating sites online.
Tinder.
One of my family members, she first got a Tinder, now she's got a Bumble, and she's thriving. Also, we're gonna call this girl
Sammy for
Sammy. Why not? Why not? Samson TV, Sammy. All right, so Sammy here, this wonderful, wonderful woman, Samantha. She does not like texting. She would rather, because of the small talk. It's like, I would rather meet you in person, right? So this guy who lives 2 hours away, she's like, oh, is it possible for us to meet and talk? And he was like, oh no, because my daughter has asthma and I'm not gonna like put myself at risk to getting exposed and stuff like that. I was like, well, then why are you out on this site?
right.
And we know that flirting during quarantine is all about through the phone, usually texting, calls, but this guy did it all wrong. He texted her, oh, I'm imagining you in a bikini right now.
If you go to Hallmark right away, you ain't gonna get the hoe. It doesn't work that way. It's too aggressive. And also, I gotta say, in response to the whole, I can't because my daughter has asthma thing, bro, if you're putting on your Bumble account that you want to be socially distanced while you're interacting, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Relationships are all about intimacy. Intimacy means close proximity.
Close.
Not 6 feet apart. And not that I'm encouraging being unsafe during COVID, but if you're trying to date during COVID, socially distance is not going to work for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And so she responded. She's like, how do I even respond to this guy? He literally just said that I look good in a bikini in his mind or whatnot. It's like, what does he want from me? A nude photo? Like, what's going on here? And so she texted him back like, oh, well, I'm imagining you in a bikini right now. He was like, oh, you are? She's like, yeah.
This bitch is a savage and I love her.
Basis during quarantine is like, well, you gotta send the text, and then it's the phone call, and then it's the FaceTime, and then we start all over, but it's spicy. Spicy texting, spicy phone call, and then spicy FaceTime.
Honestly, kudos to my brother and his girlfriend because I don't know how they have been dating through all this. They like literally FaceTime every night, and I would be so sick of FaceTime by now.
Right now, me and my boyfriend doing long distance, and I was like, I know that both of our love languages are quality time. FaceTime is probably as close as you're gonna get with quality time, even though it's not really, but you gotta start being creative with it. There's like Netflix party and stuff like that nowadays, but you gotta have that physical touch in there too.
We have to clarify though, FaceTime is not a love language.
No.
No way.
You can try to make that quality time as much as you can, but it's all you can do really. But so you gotta make the most out of it. To really make the move from texting, I feel like phone call, you'll be close to the person because, like, you'll get, even if you're just, like, silent with them for, like, a minute, that would mean so much to the other person that you call them and you feel comfortable with them in silence. Right. Yeah, call or even better FaceTime because then like you get to see each other's faces.
And for those of you with a Samsung out there, we are so sorry. We wish you the best of luck with your flirting endeavors.
I don't know if the green bubbles are a turn on.
I can tell you they're a turn off because I've had people tell me that they will literally not text me back if I have green bubbles. Yes, I was a Samsung user in the past. Don't worry, I've converted to iPhone. You are all welcome.
It's okay. We all upgrade, just like Riley will, maybe with her man at the gym.
You know we will.
And also when you're texting them, you could say, aside from compliments, because everybody knows that compliments are nice, but if you guys met in person or you guys had a phone call or a FaceTime session, like text them, hey, I can't stop thinking about how yesterday we talked about this or did this or like how you look like this, and always like compliment their character. It's more meaningful that way.
Literally the best compliment I could receive is that I smell good. If a guy tells me I smell good, I'm like, oh my god.
Yes.
Just to know that, like, I don't know, you don't smell like BO or like piss. That's a huge compliment.
Right?
Unfortunately, during quarantine, a little bit harder, but.
Right. It's even harder to do, anything because all the senses are not there. You don't have a physical touch or anything.
If you've got COVID, you literally can't smell or eat. And I'm so sorry for you out there. I wish you the best. Sending love and prayers.
Yeah. I mean, FaceTime is like basically like it until like you guys can like actually meet in person, like who knows, like with masks, and then see where that leads.
Now, this is an interesting question. Do you think we imagine people hotter with masks?
I feel like we do. you can't see like the lower, you can just see the eyes. And I feel like a lot of people's eyes are pretty. And just like overall, like if you're listening to this, I want you to know that your face is pretty, okay?
No matter
it's
what.
Handsome. But people imagine other people with their masks on to be like so attractive because I see all these memes and they're like, oh, like when I go up to flirt with someone, then she pulls her mask down. It's like, oh,
bitch, fuck yourself.
Yeah,
no.
right?
But I was at Best Buy and I'm like literally trying to buy ring lights for tonight's podcast. And I'm like trying to figure out, I'm like, is there anything cheaper than $70 here? And so I go up thinking I'm going to get some old fart at Best Buy. And it turns out to be this like 23-year-old sexy man with these like gorgeous ocean blue eyes. And that's all I can see, right? Because they have the masks up. Yeah. What do I envision? Beautiful, sexy,
beautiful,
man.
You're beautiful. I definitely agree. I think that coming out of COVID, whenever like our masks go away, I feel like we're so used to the mask being on that we make these weird faces whenever we're in stores or like smelling stuff.
True.
So I feel like once the masks are gone, we're not going to be like self-aware of our facial expressions. We're going to be going up and like smelling candles, be like, oh, that's disgusting, and then walk around the store like this, like.
Yeah, and then the lady at Bath and Body Works is going to be, oh, so you didn't like that candle, did you? The door is that way. The door is that way. Bro, you can hide all your emotions behind a mask. You think a guy is cute, you can like, oh my God, you can be smiling under that mask and they will not notice it. So what happens if they take the mask down and there's not a spark there? What do? You tear?
Yeah. That was a great timing there. I was like itching my face and she was like, you cry? Is that what you do?
I'm like, I would too. I would totally cry.
Totally cry. Go back to the embarrassing stories.
Quickly friend zone them.
Quickly friend zone.
Give them a little pat to make sure they know.
I would feel so bad.
No, I agree. You know, we shit on masks all the time. But at the end of the day, the masks are a great test of if there's even chemistry there in the first place. Because you don't know what they look like. But if you're intrigued by their eyes and maybe their laugh and who they are, or maybe the way they flirt back with you and give you the sexy up down, like, you never know. Maybe the masks are a good test of whether the connection is there or not.
Right. That is actually really interesting.
So it is.
It's like
it's a case study.
It's really a case study. I have to go back to that grocery store and like interview that bagger and the cashier.
Syracuse Psychology Department, we are calling you right now. Can you please study these people?
Can I pull you aside for a little interview here? For the Tipsy Lime?
This is a totally random question, but do you feel like Pick and Save, Century, like do you feel like the grocery store mattered? You know, the setting. The setting mattered. Was it cultivating a romantic?
A romantic.
Like,
I don't know. It was just something about aisle 4. I went through there and I was like, dang, these gum selections are making me feel some sort of way.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? You want to get flirty? Aisle 4 is where you do it.
Paper or plastic? But going back to the quarantine flirting though, with texting, how do you meet that balance between single wording it and not texting the girl or the guy paragraphs? You just, in my opinion, I feel like you just have to meet their energy. For example, when my man was texting me first, we started out straight off the bat with paragraphs because we just had so much to say, I guess. So I would text him paragraphs and he would text me back paragraphs. It's all about just like meeting the other person's energy.
I think as long as you're making the other person happy, whether it's with paragraphs or with the short one blurb line, that's all that matters, you know? And again, effort. As long as you put the effort in, that's all that matters.
Don't you think it's funny though now how like quarantine dates are more like we're just running errands together or Netflix party and it's like, hey, want to go on a car wash with me? Just like whatever time we can spend together.
Something, please. Just anything. You know what? It's not even COVID anymore. It's the fucking snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do with that?
What do you do with the fucking snow? That's the thing though. We're snowed in. It's not even like quarantine. We're just like stuck inside basically. Time to FaceTime. Caress the phone as like caress like the camera.
Unless if you're quarantining with your loved one, all you gotta do is touch the skin.
Oh, that is dangerous though. Quarantining with your someone, like that can go either good or very, very bad.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's a real test of the relationship at that point.
Yeah. And if you are texting, though, as we discussed earlier about keeping it mysterious, you don't want to give anything too early, too much away. So just imply if you guys are like having this like flirtatiousness going on, it's going great, you got to be the first one to leave. You got to be the first one to be like, oh, I have to go. Like I can't give you like it'll be too much for you to handle if like we keep going. Oh like my God. If you say that, like the other guy or I guess girl will be like, oh, too much. I can handle it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Basically, you're stringing them along for a little bit longer.
Yep, for sure.
Short time.
Cheers to all the strong people out there that are flirting over quarantine through FaceTime, phone calls, texting.
Tinder, Bumble, Hinge.
the trifecta.
Yes, cheers. Thank you all for calling into the Tipsy Lime today. And we will keep you updated on this Gym Boy saga. Don't worry.
Oh my God. I cannot wait. I just want 10:30 to roll around like the next day or something. Gotta give me something. But yeah, tune into our next episode for updates. And also follow us on our socials at the Tipsy Lime Pod on any social network. And also email if you have any recommendations for us on our future episodes. Make sure to DM us at the Tipsy Lime Pod.
Yes, and liquor might not solve all your problems, but it is definitely worth a shot.
Now that's some good advice.